So someone actually told me about this anime, Conception, and I was told this is the worst isekai anime ever made. Cousins had to perform a love ritual and birth a child. And I was like, wait, what? I was literally told this is the worst isekai anime of all time. And so I started looking at all these different like top 10 worst isekai stuff, and every single one of them had this as the #1 worst isekai ever. So suddenly, I became incredibly interested in exactly what this was about, and I must watch it. And I felt like it would torture me, so then I decided I'm not going to watch it alone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are dropping into Cousins had to perform the love ritual and birth a child.
A gloomy day, and the students have all gone home.
Okay,
Itsuki
alright.
Yuga, however, is rushing to the rooftop. He's overtaken by agitation until he sees his cousin and classmate, Mahi.
No, it just starts off that way. You did not need to make her your cousin. You did not need to make her your cousin. Why?
Hiruko Natsuki, waiting for him by the railings. He and Mahiru have been best friends since childhood, and they've been living together for the past 3 years too.
Are you sure this isn't a hentai?
But today, she has something very important to tell him that she can't disclose at home. After a few seconds of gathering the courage to say it, Mahiru finally reveals that she's pregnant. Itsuki.
This is how the show starts. Is this how the show starts? They just meet up on the roof, sexual build up. Hey cousin, I'm pregnant. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh lord, I was not ready. I heard it was the worst isekai, but I didn't expect this.
He is shocked beyond words, but Mahiru goes on to say that it only makes sense that she's pregnant. After all, they've been living together for 3 years and doing all kinds of stuff.
Bro, common Alabama W. There's literally no build-up. This is just how the show starts. First episode. Hey, cousin. Nice to see you. Anyway, I'm pregnant. It makes sense. We've been living together after all. Bro, I'm 35 seconds in, and I am losing my shit. My chair has become wetter from the sweat gathering on my ass.
Like when they express their love for each other in the park with the view of the bay. It's natural for them to have a baby by now. Seeing his confusion, Mahiru smiles. He should know better, she says. Their relationship's never been like that. I sure hope so because... Cousins? Hello? Can you...
It was just a prank, though. Prank, bro. Prank, bro. Why would that even surprise him? If he never put his dick in her vagina, you should not have been, like, shocked. You should have been like, alright, nice. But, like, he was actually surprised. Which means they've had excited nights when she was drinking just a little too much that she might not remember.
Anyway,
This is
Itsuki
just my hardcore analysis and transformative content.
is worried about her well-being, and she assures him she's fine. He
Pranked! Remember the time where I said I was pregnant and you're the dad because we had sex? Just kidding. We never had sex.
should know who the father is though. But before she could tell him who it
Awkward. By the way.
is, a glowing runic circle appears above them, and the sky swallows them whole. When the two
I love isekai anime. Isekai anime are just the fucking best. Incest prank gone wrong. Yes, yes.
regain consciousness, they find
Yeah, this
themselves
anime is Conception. Oh, I'm so happy some people in the chat recognize that.
in an ancient ruin. While Itsuki is worried about their situation, Mahiru seems calm. She thinks that compared to her pregnancy, this isn't that weird.
Yeah, we were sucked into an alternate dimension by magic runic circles, and now we're trapped underground in these creepy catacombs, but I'm pregnant. That's creepier, so, like, this is nothing compared to how pregnant I am.
How is being teleported to some dusty ruins less weird than a pregnancy? Did you have an immaculate conception, girl? She then
Hey, that's the name of the show. Conception.
brings up the baby daddy issue again, and that's the thing. She's never done that with anyone, so she's shocked that she's preggo.
Oh, it literally is an shocked that it's prego. How is the AI voice doing this?
Oh, whoops. Spoke too soon. Mahiru noticed something strange happening in her body a week ago.
What? This whole show is just layers upon layers of nani the fuck. What is even going on? It's like, yeah, so I noticed something weird. I'm pregnant. From you. Just kidding, it wasn't from you. We never had sex. And anyway, I'm pregnant. And about the baby father, I don't know who it is because I never had sex. And then the cousin is like, well, girl, that's funny because I noticed something weird happening on the inside of your body. Every time I take your sleeping body to the bathroom to piss on pregnancy tests, I noticed something weird was going on. Like, what is even happening? What is even going on? This is madness.
She looked up the symptoms
This is an actual anime, by the way. This is not hentai. This is like a real anime, an isekai anime
online.
that aired on public television.
All pregnancy symptoms. She bought test kits, which all came out positive. The girl doesn't know what to do and is scared to see a doctor. Itsuki promises to go with her once they get
That's what I would do. Holy shit.
get out of there. But suddenly, she feels an
The Father is our Lord and Savior. It's Jesus.
unexpected pain in her tummy. Itsuki panics until a strong impact sends him flying to the wall.
She murders him.
A bright blue symbol etches its way on Mahiru's face.
Alright,
She screams in pain until purple flashing lights surround her.
Let's
Not
go.
long after, she lets out a tiny ball of light from her mouth, which explodes, revealing a giant demon-like
Oh,
creature.
that was the baby.
Eventually, the beast attacks Itsuki. It
Sure.
charges with smashes and punches, but Itsuki is fortunate to evade them quickly. The
I
demon
love how this interdimensional demon monster is not able to actually beat him.
has him cornered soon enough. He has to do something or he's toast. Unexpectedly, the same bright blue symbol etches in his hand,
my
instantly
God.
forming a sword in his grasp.
Oh
He
my god, it's our cousin Love that is giving us these powers.
goes in front of Mahiru to protect her. Then,
I
he
hate that this has better animation than 7 Deadly Sins Season 2. Why? Why?
slices the demon in half. Seeing a crack of light on the wall, Itsuki and Mahiru pass
Oh, they're not even questioning it. They're just like, alright, we'll use our cousin Love.
through. Outside the ancient ruins is a lush forest. Looking at each other, they notice they have the same symbol. Mahiru looks calmer and admits that her tummy feels warm and fluffy. Hey, what's that? She immediately
Hey, my tummy feels so fluffy. Anyway, there's a raccoon with shackles stuck to my stomach.
throws the raccoon away until it hits a tree trunk. Eventually, the furball, a fairy called Mana, welcomes them to the
Oh my god, it's gonna be a main character! With the power of Alabama in my side, nothing will defeat me.
land of magic, Granvania. The two are surprised that this creature can talk and float. Is this an AI toy?
They're so surprised. Look how surprised he is. Damn. This is me when I'm surprised. Look how surprised they are that there's this talking floating creature. They're like, oh shit. This is crazy.
Magic, Granvania. The two are surprised that this creature can talk and float. Is this an AI toy? Moments later, Narcistes or Nar arrives.
Narcistes? His name is Narcistes. It's like, I'm a narcissist. Now Narcistes nuts in your face.
Asking Mana if they're the visitors, which the fairy confirms. They possess the emblems too, since it's unsafe for
The legendary cousin emblem.
visitors to wander in the forest. Nar leads them to Castle Granvania so they can meet their ruler. While walking, Nar tells them he is a court scholar at the Granvania kingdom. He explains that their kingdom exists in a parallel dimension to Earth or Sola. When they reach the castle,
I love how they explained it though. They're like, oh, this is an isekai world.
King Shangri-La introduces himself and
Shangri-La!
understands how confused they must be. He straightforwardly tells them Granvania is in grave danger and wants them to save it. Every 10 years, visitors with constellation emblems come to their world. They have special abilities and are the only ones that can
my
save them
God.
from total destruction. This time, Itsuki and Mahiru are the visitors.
I
In
hate
short,
this.
they can't go home unless they save Granvania.
Well, we're sorry for taking you from an alternate reality to this world, but unfortunately you have to save us, and you are our hostages until you do that. Anyway, try not to have sex with each other because you're cousins.
Mahiru protests. They're just high school students. Yeah, exactly. Why are you giving that task to people who still have algebra homework? Before she can say more,
Real-
she collapses and needs to be taken to the doctor.
That's okay, she's a woman. You know how it is. Women in isekai anime, they're just there for the collapsing. If it's a woman that hasn't collapsed yet, bro, she is just not a real character. That's what I say when I watch my isekai anime.
On the other hand, Itsuki worries about being separated from Mahiru. Mana, a degenerate of a fairy,
Ooh, you just like chat for real.
teases him about being a visitor vert. Is that even a word? But she assures him that Mahiru just needs some rest and she'll be fine. The following day, Itsuki wakes up tired and in his boxers.
Oh my god, what is going on?
You know, I dislike sexual assault as much as the next guy.
so real for
That's
this.
some bad stuff. Rape, boo,
Taste.
don't like it. But
The kingdom doctor Reone wants to analyze Itsuki's body because his emblem
God,
represents all
bro.
12 constellations. She also
Hey, I'm this random nurse with massive boobs. I would like to see your emblem. Anyway, that's why I tied you to the bed naked.
mentioned that a visitor's mission is to enter the labyrinth and silence the impurities, dangerous monsters. In the
Now,
labyrinth,
before you silence the impurities, I have to make sure that your dick works.
Labyrinth's depths is Lord Impurity. The residents can't defeat such monsters, and history proves that. Reona advises him to retrieve the Star Wards that have lost their power in the labyrinth and offer new ones.
Bro, ladies and gentlemen, if you are ever writing your story and you want to just have this weird lore drop moment, just do it in the context of the main character being tied spread eagle sexually to a bed completely naked while there's this hot lady that is massaging your dick. I think that is exactly what should be going on. It's like, now, let me explain to you exactly what is going on in the dungeon. And he's like, what? Demon Lord, Lord. Thank you, anime, for finally understanding the correct way to info dump.
That way, the labyrinth can contain the impurities. Still, Itsuki is doubtful that he can do it, but Reona assures him he can. He's the hero destined to save
how he's not even awkwarded out a little bit by being tied spread eagle to the bed.
Save them. Besides, the priestesses of the 12 constellations will help him.
Don't worry, first things first, we need to give you a prostate exam.
These 12 maidens are chosen at birth for their ability to purify
Oh great, the 12 maidens. Dude, he needed a harem. They couldn't all just be his cousin.
impurities. They can create a star ward of their own constellation using their powers. Oh, and Mahiru's one of them. She's the Virgo priestess.
Oh, I take it back. The cousin is part of the harem. Let's fucking go. This is just the best anime. A lot of you doubters in chat have been saying that, yep, Conception is the worst isekai anime of all time. Well, it's all changed because the Virgo is pregnant.
She enters the room and tells Itsuki she was told
She was just there the whole time and he's sitting there tied to the bed, spread eagle, completely naked, with this random other girl drooling all over his knob, and she's just freaking sitting here and be like, yes, cousin, it is me.
the same story. Reona asks if she has expelled anything from her body. Apparently, that demon she threw up was an impurity. Depending on the person, possessing an impurity is similar to pregnancy symptoms. Since Mahiru has already gotten rid of the impurity, she'll be fine. However, Mana reveals an essential part of this whole shebang. Itsuki and the priestesses.
Why do we see him tied to the bed, completely naked, spread eagled, and we don't see her tied to the bed, completely naked, spread eagled? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a not gender equality moment. If this show is really about gender equality the way that we all strive to be in the Nux chat, we want both the man and the woman naked tied to the bed for the sake of equality. And I think that this is just an inappropriate sexist moment, and I will not stand by any of this.
Must do a love ritual to produce star children.
So he literally has to impregnate his cousin to save the world.
These children are the only ones capable of purifying impurities with the visitor's help. In short, intimacy is crucial to ensuring this world's safety.
And who could you be more intimate than your own family? Let's go! Alabama W!
In fact, Reona thinks he should get to it right now. Since he
bro. You're already naked and tied to the bed.
and Mahiru have known each other forever, it's best if they do it first.
It's so much easier to impregnate your cousin because you know each other so well. How is this a real show?
Mahiru stunned and nervous hearing that, but Reona assures her she'll guide them. She also advised
Don't worry, I will put his cock right where it needs to go. Don't you even worry, little cousin.
Mrs. Itsuki to be gentle since it's Mahiru's first time. Oh dear. Sitting at the center of the bed,
Oh, this is actually happening! I cannot believe this is a real show! Like, I heard this was the worst isekai. I was like, please. I'm sure that there's something worse. There are people that are transported to other universes as fucking vending machines. There's no way this could be that bad. I was wrong!
Itsuki and Mahiru are nervous and reluctant. However, they have to do this to get home.
It's for the sake of the world, guys. It's for the sake of the world.
Thinking about this hypothetically, she doesn't mind it being Itsuki though. Girl,
But since it's you, cousin, I don't mind if it's you.
well, you should. That's your cousin. But doing it with people watching, she doesn't like it.
So she's totally okay with the fact that it's her cousin, but not with the fact that there's a raccoon and with the camera in the corner being all sneako-like.
Anna pops in and is being her self. Since she's making Mahiru more uncomfortable, Itsuki throws her out. In a serious tone, Itsuki tells Mahiru her feelings are the first priority here. However, he also wants them to fulfill this mission.
It's a mission. I'm sorry, cousin. I must impregnate you. Now, your feelings are the priority, as long as it doesn't get in the way with me fucking you. What? What? They really needed the Aiden Ross Nico collab to come up with this plotline, brainchild.
So please let him have his child with her. They both blush at that. Decided, Mahiru confirms
This is so awkward, cousin.
that they'll do this so they can go home. She takes off Itsuki's chains while Itsuki undresses her. Laying in bed, they attempt to create
How is this real? How is this a real show? How is this a real show? How is this storyboarded? How is this released? This has a source material and an adaptation, and it was played on national television. This is an actual real anime that was released with 12 freaking episodes.
the first star child. And the star child is born. Wait, what?
He actually sleeps with his cousin. How is this approved?
Nothing happened yet. Itsuki and Mahiru are confused. So Reone explains that the love ritual is not a sexual act. It's intimate physical contact.
Oh, don't worry. In this universe, you don't have children through sex. You have children by feeling weird about each other and then touching each other.
When this finally happens,
It's about this dude's dick getting really hard and not being able to deal with that.
their heightened emotions give birth to the star child Virgo. Obviously, Mana was just toying with them earlier. Still, they're glad to find
Pranked, am I right? Damn. Remember when you prank a dude into sleeping with his sister? Damn, you so real for that.
Finally meet their child, who will help them save Granvania. The following day, Itsuki and Mahiru are awkward with each other, which Mana breaks by being her degenerate self. Meanwhile, Itsuki asks where Virgo is, and Mana says she sent him to an orphanage.
Oh, we sent our baby to an orphan. Good.
Like an average child, Virgo is born to be a warrior, so he has to train. They can visit him, but they have other matters to accomplish for now. While walking, Mana makes them stop before a corner and screams action, so a girl collides with Itsuki. The girl says she's
Oh man, it's a random woman in the wild.
late, but she's not in a hurry at all. Itsuki's confused, while the girl wonders why
You idiot, obviously you're supposed to stop her.
she needs to do this before leaving. Mana's happy with the chaos she wrought. Arriving at Ryones, Itsuki and Mahiru are introduced to the other 11.
Oh my god, dude. This is the wildest show in the fucking world. Dude, can you imagine if this dude was gay? Like, they end up taking a guy from another world, and it's like, you must, you know, sleep with the 15, the 13, whatever, the 12 women, and then he's just gay, and he's like, sorry, man, I can't get a hard on. What can I do? What can I do?
And priestesses. The priestesses present themselves as follows: Arya, maiden of Aries; Tarua, maiden of Taurus;
Oh, good.
Lilith, maiden of Gemini, and
Thank
a
you for explaining all their names.
fortune teller. When you hit her with something, she changes her personality.
Sure! Because that's gimmicky enough.
Ruka, maiden of
The surprise is you have to impregnate all of her personalities.
Cancer, the one from earlier; Femiruna, maiden of Leo; Mireille, maiden of Libra; Sue, maiden of Sagittarius; Faroon, maiden
Alright,
of
we got it.
Capricorn;
Alright.
Colette, maiden of Aquarius; Yuzuha, maiden of Pisces; lastly,
She's a fish. Yep, you have to fuck a fish too.
Raone, maiden of Scorpio. Oh, and there's Mana, the maiden of Constellation Lute.
Oh my god, you have to fuck the raccoon?
Gives Itsuki a suspicious magazine that contains tips and tricks for being intimate with girls.
He just gave him sex for dummies.
Well, Itsuki will need much of this because this is new to him. Besides, a stronger bond with the priestesses means stronger star children. So
Oh my god, dude, this show is so crazy. How is this greenlit? I don't understand. This is the worst thing in the world.
Itsuki must be determined to win their hearts. The following day, the 11 maidens and Nar prepare a welcome party for
This is
Itsuki and
so
Mahiru.
awkward!
However,
I hate this so much!
Ruka's missing, so Itsuki volunteers to look for her. He sees her gathering flowers nearby.
That's all.
She explains she'll bring them home to the orphanage where she works, and Itsuki helps her. While they're collecting flowers,
Oh, it's an intimate moment. Time to fuck.
Ruka can't
Ding dong. Time to fuck.
help but stare at him as a butterfly lands on his hair. He looks at her with a gentle face and tells her he understands how the maidens feel nervous.
I understand how awkward it might make you that this random person that you're meeting for the first time has to impregnate you, but don't worry, I'll impregnate you incredibly gently. You won't even notice.
Because of this, he promises to do his best to talk about what he feels. Ruka is quite
I will be like what no man has ever done in the past, and I will talk about my feelings.
shocked by his kind demeanor but decides to get going before she falls. Suddenly, Mahiru runs toward Itsuki and is proud to tell him she ate adult-flavored chocolates, meaning she's drunk. Bonbons have alcohol. Still, she takes this opportunity to
She got drunk on chocolate. Bro, the show is something else.
thank him for saving her from her bullies when they were younger.
Oh, random flashback to how heroic he is. Oh, I love that.
Just like how Itsuki
I
defeated
love how nothing happens in this show. This show is literally nothing. They are sitting in one place for the whole freaking show. Meanwhile, they're just women throwing themselves at him.
the impurity Mahiru released. She then asks him if he remembers the promise he made 10 years ago during the autumn festival, but Itsuki seems to forget what that was. After, Mahiru tells them they should return so he can bond with the others. She seems sad though, looking at a doll
We should go back. We should bond with everyone. Everyone needs some bonding time.
resembling Itsuki. Meanwhile, Mana reminds Itsuki to prepare for his battle in the labyrinth. Many warriors have fought but didn't survive. That's why Mana is going to lengths just so Itsuki can produce stronger star children.
Random reminder, guy. I know that you're thinking that the main job here is impregnating all these women, but no, actually, it's not dying in the labyrinth. Oh, thank you, pervert raccoon.
Speaking of star children, Mana brings Itsuki to the orphanage so he can see Virgo.
How's your
Itsuki
baby
sees
doing?
Virgo
Oh, he's a
being
little-
trained aggressively
Nice.
by a young lady Alfie. But when the lady sees Itsuki, she quickly changes from fierce to soft. Virgo's ecstatic to see Itsuki, embracing him tightly.
it's
The
my
kid
son.
promises to be strong, and Itsuki loves his determination. However, Alfie and Mana must constantly remind Itsuki to create more star children.
Itsuki, you cannot bond with your child. You must first have sex with 11 more women.
Besides, hasn't he been close to someone lately? Someone whose name starts with Ru and ends with Ka? So they visit Ruka in the orphanage where she works. There, Itsuki noticed how truly caring she is towards kids.
Oh my
Gathering
God,
a strength.
You love children. Good news. I'm about to give you one. Like it or not, woman, spread those legs. The show is fucking insane. I don't know how this was ever greenlit. I've reached that point of past disbelief, which is just kind of acceptance, and I'm there right now. I'm just like, yep.
Strength. He finally asks Ruka to give birth to his second star child.
Let's go. Let's go. He's like, oh, hey, woman, I don't really know you, but let's have a baby. And she's like, fuck yes.
He tells Ruka that he only has one star child at the moment and doesn't want him to be lonely. Feeling his honesty,
I don't want my son to be lonely, and therefore I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you so that my son from another lady can have a friend. Pay no attention that that's an incest baby. We're gonna focus on this one, which is not. Let's go. Rizman. RizW.
Ruka hopes they'll create a strong star child, and so she agrees. Gently, Itsuki undresses her and lays her on the bed.
But this is not a sexual thing. Let me just remind you guys.
A new star child will be born this midnight. The following day, Shangri-La grants Itsuki the 12 star wards created by the 12 maidens. When he offers these wards at the deepest layer of the Stardust Labyrinth, the impurities will be sealed, and his mission will be complete.
This is the worst plot ever. Can I just briefly mention that this is maybe the worst plot of any show I've ever seen? Like, I've seen a lot of bad plots in my day, but like just the concept of a bunch of people sitting around a table coming up with the plot that, all right, so there's a demon lord. He doesn't actually have to fight the demon to defeat it. He just needs to cure the impurities by collecting the 12 fucking women and then just having sex with them. And once he has sex with all the 12 women, he's able to go and just poof, the demon is purified. That is the worst plot I've ever heard in my life.
Later, Nar leads Itsuki to the
I wish this was Inukai-san's dog. Now that had a real plot to it. That had some character growth, you know what I'm saying?
labyrinth's entrance. The 12 constellations' powers are needed to open this labyrinth, as this was created by Mirei's ancestors. Together, the 12 maidens join to open the doors. Finally, Itsuki, Virgo, Cancer, and Mana enter the maze. Inside,
Me
Itsuki
and my children. Now let's throw these children at some demons.
gets confused with the multiple
Please kill the children. Demon, I am rooting for you. Kill the children.
entryways.
Please.
Mana explains that this labyrinth comprises 12 separate bottom layers dedicated to each constellation. More so, an impurity lord waits at each bottom layer.
This is the stupidest. This is the stupidest world building I've ever seen. It's like an entire universe just built so that some random dude from some other world could pop in, fuck 12 women, and clear the 12 levels of the dungeon. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Impurities are created due to humans' negative energy and are made stronger by amalgamation and
And we're gonna
synthesis.
cure all this negative energy by you having sex with your cousin.
Suddenly, an impurity appears. Virgo and Cancer
Wild
immediately
impurity
attack the
appears.
impurity but are quickly thrown away. Itsuki tries to protect them,
Good thing those guys are there.
but even he is no match for the impurity. Worse, it turned Virgo and Cancer into dolls, so they have no choice but to retreat. Finally reaching the entrance,
Man did nothing! He lost at level 1!
Itsuki realizes how vital it is for him to create stronger star children.
Don't blame the children!
Now he's more determined. Out of
More
the lab,
determined. You know what? I am not just going to fuck the women. No. I am going to make them feel good first. I am going to fucking go ham on the foreplay this time.
Virgo and Cancer pop into being children again. They turn into holy Matryoshka dolls to protect them when they're in danger. Their wounds can easily recover, so Itsuki needs to worry less. However,
Don't worry, we're not actually taking any damage here. It's all fine. Now go have sex with 10 more women, homie. You should do it for the sake of the world.
this failure only means Virgo and Cancer have to train more. As the three return to the labyrinth, Mana's willing to impart her knowledge on how to make the love ritual more intense and effective.
Oh good, there's a way to make the love ritual that's not about sexuality at all, even more intense. I love that. I love that.
Itsuki and his 2 star children don't last long. Another failure. Mana is so disappointed she has to report this to Nar. Arriving at Nar's study, Mana
Nar!
complains about Itsuki. A typical visitor would have defeated impurities by now. However, Nar seems calm as he explains that this next step is inevitable, given the dire situation.
It's
Clearly,
all good.
Itsuki has no choice but to perform a double love ritual.
Oh good, it wasn't bad enough now. Now you must impregnate 2 women at the same time. Yes, only that way will you defeat the demons.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Mana tries to explain it to Itsuki in the lewdest way possible. Well, what can we expect from this pervy raccoon?
I
She
expect nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
even details that Itsuki will enjoy having 2 maidens with him, and he can just lie there and let them, you know. Anyways,
Thank you for explaining that, Miss Anime Recap AI voice. That was very nice and good of you to do. Thank you. That was
Nar
great.
says that according to ancient texts,
Nar.
star children born from a double love ritual are more remarkable. However, no visitor was
Your children are weak. They are only born from sleeping at one woman at a time. If you simply sleep with multiple women at the same time, the star children are even more powerful.
Successful in doing this, so it's still just a theory. They're also unaware of the damages
But
it may
that's just a theory. A sex theory.
inflict on the visitor. Still, there's no other way, but Itsuki has to think about it first. Meanwhile, Mana invites Itsuki and Mahiru to enjoy Granvania's hot springs. Itsuki knows Mana is up to something, almost telling
Me and my cousin together at the hot springs, man. That's not weird at all.
Mahiru about the new ritual. While walking, Mahiru stumbles, making her drop her bag. Itsuki gets it and sees the doll. It reminds him of something, but Mahiru refuses to talk about it. They finally arrive at the hot spring. Itsuki refuses to bathe with Mahiru in the same spring,
Bro, you already impregnated her. At this point, just go for it.
but she doesn't mind. Whatever lewd
Don't worry, cousin. I don't mind.
thoughts Itsuki has, that won't happen because Mahiru is prepared to go into the water with her robes. While relaxing, Mahiru notices Itsuki's wounds. Itsuki explains it's from the training, but no matter how strong he gets, he can't defeat an impurity. Mahiru understands this only means Itsuki has to create more star children.
Understand. Time to sleep with more women.
Suddenly, Mahiru faces Itsuki with the doll in front of her face. She commands Itsuki with a cute voice that he mustn't die and should keep protecting Mahiru because she's a crybaby. Itsuki
Oh good. For your own self-centered wishes. That's why you don't want him to die. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Sure.
smiles at this and promises her that. Suddenly realizing their situation and responsibility in this world, Mahiru faints and almost drowns.
Damn, so close to perfection.
It is already nighttime when Mahiru wakes up. Itsuki focused more on saving Mahiru. He overlooked the keychain. She tries to jump into the spring again, but the water turns cold. So, Itsuki volunteers to look for it. Finally, Itsuki sees it and gives it back to Mahiru. This makes him remember his promise to Mahiru 10 years ago. They should stay together like this forever.
Aw, that's so wholesome. I love childhood promises that literally no one's ever kept. That's so nice. That's so wholesome. Aw, aren't they just the best cousins in the world? Don't you wish you had a cousin like... Okay, never mind.
Even when they become adults, Mahiru is touched that Itsuki has recalled this. Staring at each other with hundreds of dancing fireflies around them, they cannot help but savor the moment to
They're cousins! Oh my god, stop! Oh no, bro, no. Why? I was like, oh god, at least last time they were forced into this situation, right? He literally had to screw his cousin to save the world. This time it was just, no, sir.
Honk. Mana interrupts and asks them to continue their lovey-dovey in the carriage, where she has prepared some toys.
Oh my fucking god, this is the worst cuck anime I've ever seen in my entire life. To just Sneeko out here embodied as this floating perverted raccoon.
Obviously, Mahiru's not impressed. Arriving at Ryona's clinic, Mana explains how her mission wasn't a success. The doctor has to check Itsuki's body before the ritual, so if something
Sure. You must suck his dick before he impregnates someone else, just to test it for science.
happens to him, she'll know what to do. Again, Mana blabbers pervy thoughts, making Ryona sedate the raccoon. Finally, some peace.
Some peace!
Ryona reveals she's one of the two maidens who will do the ritual with Itsuki.
Oh, good!
Talking to Itsuki made Ryona see her late brother in him. The poor boy died from an illness 5 years ago.
I am so happy I'm having sex with you right now. You remind me of my brother. Ah! No! Stop it, please! No!
Seems like Itsuki's winning Ryona's heart. Itsuki walks outside, thinking about finding another maiden. Fortunately, he stumbles upon the bar where Faroon works.
I love stumbling upon maidens to impregnate. That's my favorite thing to do. It's one of my favorite hobbies.
He notices how hardworking she is as she serves her customers cheerfully. She
She's
even
so hardworking and wholesome. Anyway, knock, time to fuck.
dances for them. Itsuki can't help but applaud her performances. Seeing Itsuki, Faroon treats him to a drink. Straightforward, Itsuki asks Faroon if she can be the other maiden for the ritual. However, Itsuki also notices a change in attitude when Faroon agrees. What's up with her? She explains
Maybe she doesn't want to actually, get impregnated by some random dude for the sake of the world. Maybe that's awkward to her. Maybe she feels weird about that. I don't know.
that she's a traveling dancer with nowhere to return to. Being stuck in the same place because she's a maiden is suffocating for her. And
She's so suffocating to be stuck as a maiden, just getting impregnated by random heroes. It's so annoying.
she wants Itsuki to take responsibility for it. Itsuki checks Mana's guidebook, then grabs Faroon and nips her ear.
Okay, that's just assault. What? Nani? Oh, I hate being trapped down here as a maiden. Oh, don't worry. Bites her ear. Oh.
Seductively, Itsuki asks Faroon if she can breathe now. He invites her to a sight she's never seen and a world she's never felt before.
Holy shit, this is cringe. Man goes from Riz L to Riz W.
Instantly, they smooch. Mana's so proud. That night, the ritual commences. Itsuki can't believe his eyes seeing these two beauties before him. He explodes without even touching them.
Man acted so groovy and smooth 2 minutes ago and then nuts before they even touch him. Oh no.
Disappointed but not surprised.
This
Still,
actually
Mana
explodes.
motivates him. There's no going back. You can do this, Itsuki. For the first time in 100 years, a visitor has bonded with two maidens simultaneously. And now, two star children are born, Capri and Scorpy. Nar is also amazed by this miracle. But
a
Mana is
miracle.
more impressed with how Reona and Faroon look tired but extremely satisfied.
And remember, this isn't a sexual thing. I like how they clarified. Let me just remind you all that this is not at all a sexual thing, so that we can play this on national television.
The following day, Itsuki and his 4-star children enter the labyrinth. With a full force such as this, they have finally defeated an impurity lord and conquered victory. Now, Itsuki can offer a star ward and seal that impurity forever.
Let's
However,
go.
the deeper they
What
go
a
into the
hero.
labyrinth, the more powerful their enemies will be.
What a
Make more
hero.
children ASAP, Itsuki. Word to the Genesis, be fruitful and multiply.
That was terrible. Wow. When I knew it was the worst isekai ever made, I was impressed by how bad. This was not the Poggers Chad type.
Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam.